Welcome to GKey Solutions Private Limited. SQL Server Database Real-Time Interview Questions and Answers. Question number 21. How do you get records from one table that do not exist in another table? In this session, we'll discuss about how do you get records from one table that do not exist in another table. Common methods in SQL Server to find this scenario. Let's say we have two tables. One is user table with user ID and name. User IDs are 1, 2, 3 and names are Alex, Bob and Charlie. And order table is having order ID and user ID. Orders are 1001, 1002, 1003 and user IDs are 1, 1 and 2. Here the Charlie with user ID 3 doesn't place any order in orders table. For this, we have to get output like Charlie. Get users who haven't placed any orders. So we expect only Charlie who hasn't placed any order in orders table. There are different methods to get this scenario done. First method is using left join and is null. Select users.userid, users.name, orders.userid. From users, you left join orders O on u.userid is equal to orders.userid, where orders.userid is null. Here we are just getting the records where order.userid is null and we are making left join. Left join means whatever the left side records which are not matched will get null values. For this, do a left join from users table to orders. If user ID is null means no matching order. In this way, we can get the output records from one table that do not exist in another table. There is second method which is called not in. There's a query for this. Select user ID name from users, where user ID not in, select user ID from orders. Here it is selecting all the user IDs from orders and we are making it not in for the main query. There is a note for subquery. Make sure the subquery doesn't return null values. For example, if it returns any null values or it might give incorrect results, always test carefully. If the subquery is having null problems, then it is better to go for not exist functionality. It is most reliable. We have a query by using not exist. Select user ID, name from users u, where not exists. Select one from orders, where orders user ID is equal to users user ID. Here we are not selecting the record where it matches the condition that orders user ID is not equal to users user ID. Why it is best? The not exist functionality, it ignores nulls and it optimized by SQL Server, works well with index joins. In this way, by using all these three different ways, we'll get the output like user ID 3 and name Charlie, who did not make any order in orders table. The summary of these three methods: by using left join, it is easy to route and it is widely used. By using not in functionality, avoid if subquery may return nulls. For example, we have to avoid not in functionality in cases if subquery returns any null values. In that kind of scenarios, we have to use not exist. It is the most efficient and safe way to get the better results. Let's see all these three scenarios in SSMS practically. We are in SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, and we are in demo at GKey database. Here we are creating a table users with user ID and name, and we are creating orders table with order ID and user ID, and we are inserting some data into these tables. Let's create these two tables and insert data. Okay, we have created the tables, and we are inserting the data to these two tables. We have inserted data for two tables, and we'll test the different scenarios. The first method is using left join. As we discussed in the previous slide, select u.userid, u.name, comma, o.orderID from users table. Left join orders on u.userid is equal to o.userid, where o.userid is null. In this way, left join gives matching records, and for left side not matched records, it will give null value. In such a way, by executing this query, we'll get the result like user ID is 3 and name of the person is Charlie, and order ID is null. Charlie is not yet made any order in orders table. And coming to the next method, by using not in. The query is select user ID, name from users, where user ID not in, select user ID from orders. Here it is selecting all the user IDs, but we are putting these in where conditions, not in these user IDs. In such a scenario also, we'll get our requirement. Charlie is the person who did not made any orders in orders table. Coming to the third situation, if we are using not in, is there any null values in subquery, it will give a wrong results. In those kind of scenarios, it is better to use not exist functionality. For example, in this way we can write a query by using not exist functionality. Select u.userid, u.name from users, where not exists, select one from orders O, where o.userid is equal to u.userid. This fetches a record which matches this condition, that is orders user ID is equal to user ID. And once there is a match exists, it is not taking that one. Why? Because we are using not exists functionality. In this way, we can get our desired requirement. You have to select post statement. See, 3 Charlie is the person who did not make any order in orders table. In this way, we have 3 different ways to know the person who did not made any order in orders table. And there are quite differences by using these things. For example, if we have some null values that have to be handled, we have to go for not exist functionality instead of not in, that we have discussed in previous sessions as well. And left join, that is a better, and for simple kind of a data you can go for left join and not null. In this way we can get our desired requirement. Thank you.
Stay connected with GKey IT solutions on all your favorite platforms. Follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest content. Join the GKey community and grow your IT career with us.